Continuing coverage after bones were found at a development site off Lupton Drive last week. The Hamilton County Medical Examiner is now describing the human remains as an archaeological case.
Those in charge of the investigation don't yet know how old those bone fragments are. We find Channel 3's Jake Chapman live near where the remains were discovered. Jake.
Well, Greg, since the beginning, investigators have thought these remains to be prehistoric native Indian. And Hamilton County historian Linda Moss-Mines says since they're deemed historical, more complications and possible investigations are to come to the site.
What's so significant about that is that adds a level of complexity to the remains that were discovered.
Linda Moss-Mines says the Tennessee Valley has a rich Native American history.
Because this was the center place of the Cherokee Nation.
Human remains were discovered at a development site last week in Lupton City. According to the medical examiner's report, investigators on the scene initially believed the remains to be prehistoric Native Indian. If that's the case, those would be protected by the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act and could prompt more examinations of the site.
Because at that point they will probably do further ground penetrating x-rays, whatever, to determine if there are additional remains in the area.
And those investigations can take time.
And I know that's difficult for someone who's in business, but it's the right thing to do. And it's a financial burden sometimes for developers, but they also want to be a part of the community, and that requires transparency and acting with integrity.
If it's determined the site is not considered historical, the developer could start working again. Mines hopes whatever the next steps are will honor Native American history and the progress of Hamilton County.
Remove them, reinter them with some dignity, and then allow development to proceed. You know, it's a balance of what's best for not only the dead but also the living.
Now, I have reached out to the developer of the site, Thunder Enterprises, and I have not heard back. Stay with us as we continue to follow this developing story. Live in Lupton City, Jake Chapman, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Jake.